I'm going to be playing a Gondor Mustering deck against the Oath, the first quest in the Dark and Mirkwood scenario pack. I'm going to be playing a deck with the Burglar's Turn contract. Side A. You cannot include attachments in your deck. Setup. Choose 14 different item or artifact attachments from your collection and shuffle them together. This is your loot deck. Flip this card over and place your loot deck face down under it. Now I have 14 artifact / item attachments. And I put that aside. And side B. The active location gets +1 quest point for each attachment attached to it. Forced. After you travel to a location, attach the top card of your loot deck face up to that location as a guarded objective. If that attachment has the guarded X keyword, ignore it. Forced. When the active location is explored, you may put each guarded attachment on that location into play at no cost or add it to your hand. And the heroes are Baragond. He's a 10 threat tactics hero. 0/1/4/4 Gondor warrior. Sentinel. You lower the cost to play weapon and armor attachments on Baragond by 1. So we can ignore that because I don't have any attachments. And Prince Emerhill. He's an 11 threat tactics hero. 2/3/2/4 Gondor noble warrior. Combat action. Spend 1 resource from Prince Emerhill's resource pool to search the top 5 cards of your deck for an ally who shares at least 1 trait with him and put that ally into play. Shuffle your deck. At the end of the phase, if that ally is still in play, shuffle it into your deck. Limit once per round. And the third hero I have is Legolas. He's a 9 threat tactics hero. 1/3/1/4 noble sylvan warrior. Ranged. Response. After Legolas participates in an attack that destroys an enemy, place 2 progress tokens on the current quest. And this deck is a mono tactics, and it is built for siege questing and battle questing. So there are some cards in here that I only have in here for that reason, that do not have any of Prince Emerhill's traits. So I have the Wing Guardian and the Vassal of the Windlord. So if you're playing with just a normal quest that doesn't involve siege or battle questing, you could always put in different warrior, noble, or Gondor characters to replace them. Draw our opening hands. This looks like a good hand to keep. One A. After the raid, search the encounter deck for one copy of Eves of Mirkwood and Goblin Troop. Add Eves of Mirkwood to the staging area and set Goblin Troop aside out of play. Shuffle the encounter deck. Goblin Troop. And there's the Eves of Mirkwood. And 1B is just 9 quest points. Our starting thread is 30. Honor Guard. We're going to put a Grimbold into play. Got 2 questing. Now we're going to quest for 2. Three, 4. And there is 2 in the staging area. Goblin Sniper. We added 2, so we quested neutral. Now we're going to travel to Mirkwood for the Eves of Mirkwood. And we get to reveal this. It's the Gondorian Shield. So that is +1 quest point. We're going to engage the Goblin Sniper since there's no other enemies. We're going to block with Baragond. Choose and exhaust one character you control. If this attack was undefended, also deal that character 2 damage. So we're going to have to exhaust Legolas. Go to the next round. Quick strike. We're going to put a Honor Guard into play. And leave 1 resource on Prince Emerhill. We're going to quest for 4. With 0 in the staging area. Receding Arrows. deal 2 damage to a character. We're going to exhaust the honor guard to cancel 1 and deal 1 damage to the honor guard. Now we'll just deal it to the Grimbold. So we added no threat, and we quest successfully by 4. So we put 3 progress onto the Eves of Mirkwood, and 1 goes onto the main quest. Explores the Eves of Mirkwood, and now we can put the Gondorian Shield on Baragond, giving him +2 defense. Now we're going to block the Goblin Sniper with Baragond. No shadow. Attack back with Legolas and destroy him and 2 progress onto the main quest. Over to the next round. Blade of Gondolin. We're going to put a Durowine into play. And we're going to quest for 4. And there's no threat in the staging area. Giant Spider. We added 2, so that quest successfully by 2. We're going to engage the Giant Spider and exhaust the Honor Guard. So when you engage it, you have to exhaust a character. We're going to block with Baragond. Attacking enemy gets +1. Return attacking enemy to the staging area after this attack. So no damage. That returns to the staging area. Go to the next round. Another Blade Mastery. And a quest for 4. And there's 2 threat in the staging area. Caught in a web. Player with the highest threat level attaches this card to one of their heroes. We're going to attach it to Legolas. So we quest successfully by 2. We're going to engage the Giant Spiders, and we're exhausting the Honor Guard. Block with Baragond. No shadow. No damage. Then we're going to attack Legolas and Durowine. And destroy the Giant Spider and put 2 progress onto the main quest. Exploring it. Go to the next stage. "2A, Mirkwood Forest. 2B, 12 quest points. When revealed, each player searches the encounter deck and discard pile for a forest location, adds it to the staging area. Shuffle the encounter deck. And this stage cannot be defeated unless there is at least 1 goblin trail in the victory display." We're going to get a goblin trail. And when that's explored, you get to put 6 progress onto the main quest. And to travel there, you have to reveal the top card of the encounter deck. And it's Eyes in the Dark. Doom 1. And each player must choose either Raise your threat by 1 for each questing character you control, or discard a questing character. Well, that's a whiff because we are not in the quest phase. We go to the next round. Straight shot. Oh, this forgot to put the burglar's turn card underneath it. The mithril shirt. We're going to put a goblin spearman into play. Now we're going to quest for 4. And there is 0 in the staging area. Ease of Mirkwood. So we quest successfully by 2. If it's 2 progress onto the active location. And we go to the next round. We're going to spend 2 resources to ready up Legolas. And we're going to spend 4 to put in Elfhelm. Now we're going to quest for 5. With 2 in the staging area. Spider Den. We're going to do the quest action and search for a spider enemy and put it into play, engage with me. We're putting in the great spider, or the giant spider. That's great. And I have to exhaust a character. I'm going to exhaust the honor guard. So we quest successfully by 3. So that puts 3 progress onto the active location. We're going to defend with Baragon. No shadow. Now we're going to attack back with Legolas and the Gondorian Spearman and destroy the giant spider. We'll put 2 progress onto the active location. That explores it. The Goblin Troop goes to victory display. That puts 6 progress onto the quest. And we attach the mithril shirt to Baragon. Now you can exhaust the mithril shirt to cancel the damage it's dealt. Go to the next round. Legolas doesn't ready. Another honor guard. Now we're going to go questing. We're going to quest for 2, 3, 4, 5. So 2 in the staging area. Tangled Grove. He gets +1 threat for each location in the staging area. And there's 2 locations, so it's +2. So we quest successfully by 1. And we're going to travel to the Tangled Grove. And we get a ancestral armor. We go to the next round. We're going to spend 2 to ready up Legolas. Straight shot. And we're going to go to the questing phase. We're going to quest for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and there is 2 in the staging area. Eyes in the Dark. Do 1. And raise our threat by 1 for each questing character, or discard a questing character. We'll raise our threat by 1 for each, so we raise threat by 3. So we quest successfully by 3. And that puts 3 progress onto the active location. Now we go to the next round. We're going to put a Marksman of Lorien into play. And we're going to go to the questing phase and quest for 5, and there's 2 in the staging area. A Goblin Scavenger. Discard this as 4. So there's 6 in the staging area. Quest unsuccessfully by 1. Unsuccessfully by 2. Now we're going to engage the Goblin's Town Scavenger and lock with Varagond. Choose and discard 1 attachment from the defending character. If this attack is undefended, discard all attachments you control. Guess we'll discard the Mithril Shirt. Then we're going to attack with Legolas and destroy the Goblin Town Scavenger. Put 2 progress onto the active location. The quest, 1 goes on the active location, exploring it. The other one goes on the quest. And we're going to put the ancestral armor onto Varagond. Actually, it can only go on to a noble character, so we'll put it on the Prince Emerhill. And he gets +2 defense and +2 hit points. And we're going to travel to the Eaves of Mirkwood. And we attach a Citadel plate. And go to the next round. We're going to spend 2 to ready up Legolas. We're going to spend 5 with a Keen as Lances. And draw 3 cards. Faint, Hands Upon the Bow, and a Winged Guardian. We go into the questing phase. We're going to quest for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there's 0 in the staging area. Forest Gate. So we added 2, so that quests successfully by 3. And that clears the Eaves of Mirkwood. And the Citadel Plate, we're going to put that on the Baragon. So he now has +4 hit points. Giving him a total of 8 hit points. And we're going to travel to the Forest Gate. We get to draw 2 cards. And we get to attach the Spear of a Citadel to Barricade. So the active location. We go to the next round. Quest, we're going to quest for 5. There's 0 in the staging area. Goblin Runner. Spiders of Mirkwood. We're going to play a Hands Upon the Bow. And two Blade Masteries. Actually, we don't have an action. Yeah, and 2 Blade Masteries to give Legolas another 2 attacks. So Legolas is attacking for 6, and we're going to get rid of the Spiders of Mirkwood. And puts 2 progress onto the active location. So we quested for 5. We added 1 to the staging area, so we quest successfully by 4. That puts 3 onto the active location and 1 onto the main quest. Exploring the active location. And now we can attach Spear of a Citadel to a tactics character. We're going to put it onto the Gondorian Spearman. So now he does 2 damage to a character. And we're going to engage the Goblin Runner and block it with this Gondorian Spearman, and it's destroyed. Go to the next round. And Legolas stays exhausted because of the caught in a web. Draw a card. Knight of Minestress. The one thing that this deck lacks is willpower. I'm going to quest for 5. And with nothing in the staging area. And it is a Goblin Gate, so we quest successfully by 2. That puts 2 progress onto the main quest. And we're going to travel to the Goblin Trail. And we attach Dagger of Westerness. Go to the next round. We're going to spend 2 to ready up Legolas. Going to the questing phase. Quest for 5. With 0 in the staging area. Surprising speed. There's no enemies to return, so it gains Surge and Doom 1. Goblin Runner. Surge. Obsidian Arrows. Deal 2 damage to a character you control. I'm going to cancel one of them with the Honor Guard and deal 1 to the Marksman of Lorien. So we quest successfully by 4. So I'll put 4 progress onto the active location. And we're going to engage the Goblin Runner. And block him with the Gondorian Spearman he's destroyed. Go to the end of the round. Behind strong walls. We're going to play Keena's Lances. This only costs 4 because there's 1 already in the victory display. And we're going to reduce our threat by 4. Now we're going to quest for 5 with no threat in the staging area. Spider Den. We're going to do the quest action. Search for a spider. We want to get that giant spider. Like I say, it's actually a great spider. And we quest successfully by it. When it engages us, we have to exhaust a character. We're going to exhaust the Gondorian Spearman. And we quest successfully by 5. That explores the Goblin Trail and puts 3 onto the main quest. And then the Goblin Trail puts 6 onto it, so it goes up to 20. And we're going to put the Dagger of Westernness on the Legolas, giving him +1 attack. And we go to the next stage. We have to put the Goblin Troop into play. And each other player would search the encounter deck for an enemy. And this, it's got 6 quest points, and this stage cannot be defeated while Goblin Troop is in play. When you defeat this stage, you have discovered the trail to the Goblin secret lair, and you win the game. We're going to engage the Goblin Troop. And we have no other Goblin enemies engaged with us, so no one else gets +1 attack or defense. We're going to play a feint. And feint's a Goblin Troop. Now we're going to play a quick strike. And get rid of the giant spider. Actually, we're going to just let the thing attack because we want to destroy the goblin troop. We're blocking it with the Baragond. And attacking it is +1 for each goblin, so it's attacking for 4. So no damage. Now we're going to attack back for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that puts 8 damage onto the goblin troop. Or 5 damage. We go to the next round. We're going to spend 2 resources to ready up Legolas. I'm going to play a quick strike and attack with Legolas and destroy. And that puts 2 progress onto the main quest. And now we're going to quest for 5. And there is no threat in the staging area. It's an abandoned camp. So we quest successfully by 3. We're going to travel to the abandoned camp. We put an Arkenstone on it. Now we're going to block the giant spiders with Baragond. Deal 1 damage to a character you control. We're going to cancel that with the Honor Guard. And then we're going to attack back for 3, 4, and destroy the giant spiders. Go to the next round. Now we're going to quest 5 with no threat in the staging area. Use the Mirkwood. So we quest successfully by 3. Puts 3 progress onto the active location. We go to the next round and we're going to spend 2 to ready up Legolas. We're going to put a giant bear into play. Now we're going to quest for 6. With 2 threat in the staging area. Goblin Sniper. So we added 2 threat against the force. We cut successfully by 2. That clears the abandoned camp. We're going to put this onto Prince Emerhill and 1 onto the main quest, filling it. So there's a win. This deck is lacking willpower, but it does great in battle and siege questing. So when you play against those quests, it shines, and when you play it with a questing deck, it shines. Because it's built for attack and defense. Thanks for watching, and have a great day. And we're able to go through half of the loot deck, 7 out of 14. And the cards that were left were Orcrist, Glamdring, Necklace of Girion, Stone of Elstron, Calabrian Stone, and Durin's Axe, and the Rivendell Blade.